Welcome to Feminine Founder. I'm Caroline Pennington, your host. I'm a former executive search recruiter turned online entrepreneur. I created the Feminine Founder podcast for women who are navigating their professional life, starting their entrepreneurial journey, or growing and scaling epic companies. So if any of these resonate with you, you are in the right place, friend. I want to jump on here today and record a solo podcast. I dropped the question box in my Instagram account the other day and wanted feedback from you guys on what specific solo topics that you wanted to hear about from me. And one topic that kept showing up was how to quit your job or why to quit your job that you're not passionate about anymore. So first, to kick it off, I want you to really listen to that inner voice. Don't ignore her. She is there for a reason and she has something to say. So I would encourage you to really buckle down and listen to her. Go for a walk, spend time outside, meditate, do whatever you need to really focus in on what's driving that. You want to make sure to listen to it because you can't ignore it. It's just going to continue compounding and getting bigger and bigger the more you ignore it. So it's just easier to embrace it. And especially if it keeps coming up, you just got to sit down with it and understand where it's coming from. Maybe you are not passionate about your job anymore. Maybe you're in a toxic work environment. Maybe you don't like your boss. Maybe you know that you're not being utilized to your highest potential. Whatever the reason is, listen to that inner voice. Number 2, I would encourage you to talk to your significant other if you have one. Definitely make sure they're on the same page with you. It's going to be a huge change, whether or not you're changing corporate jobs or starting a new business or want to start a side hustle. Whatever fill in the blank that looks like, that's going to require time and or money. And so make sure that you are in balance and in sync with your significant other and that you are there to support one another in that space. So back to sitting down with yourself, you really want to sit down and understand what are the driving factors. Okay, why am I feeling this way? Do I want more time flexibility? Do I want to spend more time doing fun things, my hobbies, spending more time with my kids, my family, my friends? Whatever the reason is there, understand what's driving that. Maybe you want to make more money. Maybe your corporate job isn't cutting it with meeting your bill requirements, or you want more flexibility to go on vacations or to have more money in your savings accounts or save for your kids' college. Whatever the reason is as to why you want to make more money, know that that's okay too. Or maybe lastly, you're feeling burnout and you're not feeling like any more passion in your job. You just get up and you don't want to go to work every day. You feel like you're not learning and growing. I've been there too. And the good news in this day and age is you can do whatever you want. Your job does not own you. Maybe you have to dedicate time to it for a 9-to-5 period of time or part-time, whatever you're committed to. But the good thing is we're in the gig economy. You can go make money online or doing other things. Start as a side hustle, start an online business, be an influencer, get on YouTube, start a YouTube account, start growing subscriptions. And so think about what really lights you up. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. So let's say it's a hobby that really lights you up. You like to go fishing, or you like to go running, or you like to create pottery. Think about those things and what really lights you up, and think about what you could do to spend your time doing those things that you could make money. So let's take fishing, for example. You could start a YouTube channel, order, a light ring online, and get comfortable with being on camera in front of your phone, and you could show your subscribers or viewers exactly how you're tying your knots, or what bait you're using to catch what fish, or what specific fishing equipment's working for you, that has borne a lot of fruit for you in your fishing days. Or let's say you are great at pottery, and so you could start doing pottery classes or create a YouTube channel on how to do pottery. Or let's say you are a runner and you really are passionate about running. You could start videoing yourself running and doing an Instagram account for that. And you could even get sponsors, for your running equipment to sponsor you. You could, people want to know, what's working for you? What are you eating? What are you drinking? What are you staying away from? How are you sleeping? How are you training for these races? What types of equipment, shoes, are you wearing? What types of leggings are you wearing? What's working for you? People want to know these things. And if you sit here and think like, oh, no one wants to hear from me, I'm just a nobody, that's 100% not true. So this next topic I'm going to talk about lights me up, and it's new skills. Just because you've done something for X amount of time period doesn't mean that's the only thing that you know how to do. For example, I was a recruiter for 15 years in the corporate space. I knew how to interview candidates, so I thought that would transition great into interviewing for a podcast. Well, having a podcast, interviewing is just one piece of the pie. So when I turned to my husband a year ago and said, okay, I'm going to start a podcast, he said, okay, my hat's off to you. Go for it. I had no clue what I was doing. I got on Google and went down a rabbit hole and researched the hell out of what I have to do to become a podcast host. And then I just got started doing it. I had no clue what I was doing. I had imposter syndrome like crazy. I put out one less than 10-minute episode last February and didn't put out another one for another month. So I had to start working that muscle, flexing that muscle. It's just like when you go to the gym. You're not going to get a six-pack if you go for just 1 or 2 weeks. It's going to take you time to build up, get the nutrition in place, abs are made in the kitchen, all the things. So it's something that's going to take progress. So if there's something that you're really passionate about that you really want to do, understand and just be okay with sucking in the beginning and be okay with learning and refining new skills. Also, if there's something, a specific cause that lights you up, maybe you like to save animals, or you like to feed the hungry, or provide meals to kids at schools. You can find ways to do those things too, with your additional time and money that you're going to create when you also have a job that lights you up. Okay. So again, you've got to start putting measures in place, start having a conversation, start the account, start the Instagram account, start the YouTube account, whatever you need to do to get those going, because you're going to have to start to set foundations. You can't just, or I would highly suggest, not just quitting your job and trying to figure it out then, because you might have financial ramifications that aren't a good look. You may not. You may have plenty of savings in place and you got everything taken care of. Whichever this case is for you, make sure you have a plan. So, but take action. Start the accounts. Purchase the domain. Network with the potential buyers to see if what you are interested in creating, maybe it be a food product, a supplement, a drink, a physical product. Maybe you want to create a dinner party, event every quarter, and you want to start making money off hosting events. That's okay too. The sky's the limit these days, guys, and you can do it. I can promise you can do it. So that's my whole point in this, is if you're in a job and you can't stand it or you're not passionate about it, I highly encourage you to take the steps to move forward. You have to take action. First, you need to sit with it, understand it, understand where it's coming from, figure out what lights you up and what you want to be doing, what you want to be spending your time doing, and then take action. Start taking the steps that you need to make the transition happen. You don't have to go 0 to 100. You can start a side hustle. You can start doing something at night, first thing in the mornings or whatnot. And again, you might be sitting here thinking like, I don't have any time to do this. Well, guess what? If you want to make changes in your life, you have to make the time to do it. So last but not least, your employer does not own you. So don't think just because you have one job and one career that defines your entire trajectory of your career or your financial place or whatever. That's not true at all, period, whatsoever. And yeah, that's all. Thanks for listening.